The heavens above the realm do not merely hold stars, they cradle the decaying remains of forgotten deities and the volatile, plummeting remnants of a celestial promise that has curdled into a curse. Sarah A. Parker, the visionary orchestrator of the Moonfall saga, delivers a breathtaking, soul-wrenching, and sky-shattering masterpiece with the Ballad of Falling Dragons, the long-awaited second movement of this sprawling, myth-drenched odyssey. This isn't a story of casual wonder or predictable romantic resolution. It is a visceral, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining sanity in a world where the laws of nature are being systematically rewritten by the fallout of a divine catastrophe. The perilous collision between a protagonist's mortal fragility and the cold, terrifying majesty of a reality that demands blood for every prey answered, and the terrifying truth that when you gaze into the descent of a falling dragon, you aren't watching a myth, you are witnessing the end of the sky itself. Parker hooks her audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A heroine, bound by duty and shadowed by the proximity of pure, unadulterated ruin, finds herself thrust into a shifting, celestial wilderness where time, memory, and loyalty are being systematically unraveled by a malevolent cosmic force that views the very existence of the moonbound as an inefficiency to be purged. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the ballad, a state of heightened, soul-splitting perception that acts as a graveyard for past mortal joys and a gateway for entities that thrive on the cooling heat of dragonfire. As they navigate the claustrophobic, glittering, and deathly silent terrain of the fallen celestial sanctuaries, they realize that the chilling decay is not merely a sign of age, but a highly coordinated, reality-warping harvest orchestrated by a cosmic entity that views their passionate, tangled connection as a rare, refined energy to be crystallized. The investigation into the sudden, artificial intensity of the dragon's descent quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical and emotional chess match, as they discover that the forces behind the ballad are already embedding themselves within their own fractured ranks. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of maintaining a coherent, trusting bond, the constant suffocating threat of temporal erasure, and the mounting, undeniable tension between their own clashing natures, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on profound elemental vulnerability, radical, improvised devotion, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to be overwritten by the crystalline, infinite void. Parker's writing style is unapologetically atmospheric, exceptionally fast-paced, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of draconic court technicality, cinematic dread, and high-stakes elemental romance. She builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of their survival, tending to the fading immortal spark, navigating the shifting glass-like maze of the dragon's domain, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant vigilant isolation, with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the descent's reality-bending vistas. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the frozen heavenly landscape, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with reality-warping entities into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp emotional focus, making every discovered clue, every executed maneuver, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human heart. What makes The Ballad of Falling Dragons an exceptional entry in the paranormal romantasy canon is Parker's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven heroine whose emotional resilience becomes a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic weakness. Watch as she transforms her experience with the unnatural into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic field to outmaneuver an entity that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse and the true scope of the falling threat is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the cold cosmic machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive emotional realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of love, myth, and divine power, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.